Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I'm going to play a live Blitz game. This is a 3-2 time control. So let's see what we get here. Okay, was wondering if he was going to move. Okay, let's try a Sicilian. Definitely a bit out of my comfort zone. Let's see what we get. Smith-Morra Gambit? Okay, let's go with E6. So I like having the increment. I'm sure I'll be playing off of it, so that's at least a nice way to avoid opponents who try to burn time towards the end. Those time-burning strategies, not so good with increment. So I'm just prepping a nice secure home here for the queen on c7. All right, let's get my knight out. e5 is met with queen a5, so knight out, d6. They have a grip over d5. How to play this? Queen c7. Queen c7, and still retain some options for my bishop for a moment. I'm going to get on with going for this structure. I'm going to head for a hedgehog. Small pawn center. I don't see any reason not to just play this right away. So I could be really quick to get my bishop on this diagonal. Sometimes there could be a quick bishop f3 or a combination of f4 and bishop f3. So let's get him here. Put my knight, connect my knight's bishop to e7. So that's a bit of a surprising move. I'm going to go here first. Maybe in some cases my knight might want to go to c6. So I'll leave this option open for the moment. And so I'll still keep the option open. I'm wondering, this is what was the more aggressive move, f4, but white is still going to have some pull here. Computer will be having an advantage for white due to space. You know, I guess at the end of the day I'm still going to go here. One thing you have to be aware of is if the knight is on c6 and you play queen c7, there's knight d5 ideas. And on capture, the pawn recaptures. And then you're in a pin. So, okay. Definitely very aggressive here is white. This weakens c4, so my rook isn't doing anything in the corner. I should commit him. Queen c7, queen b8. I really haven't been thinking up until this point so far. These have just been pretty natural moves. Minor pieces out, half open file. I have something to bite at. Additional pressure is right around the corner with knight e5. I'm expecting maybe knight to b3 at some point to get in this advance, although I'd have a lot of pieces on it. Okay, well, let's see. You know what, after I played bishop b7, I was forgetting that I was on e4 twice. So that's the reason why f3 was played, to reinforce that e-pawn. I'm actually ahead on time. Okay. That's good news. So, let me insert this. If they're gonna really want to play g5, let them commit another pawn, weaken their king side a little bit more, and maybe only then will I think about what to do with my knight. So on h4, I wonder if I should go knight e5. Probably. h4 weakens g3 and g4 with this one move. So on h4, knight e5, g5 takes, and then I could move my knight where? h5 into g3 is an idea, or maybe dropping back to d7, although I should be looking more at the forward moves first. Ooh, you're really setting up some sacrifice over here. That might be the case. Definitely don't want to push my pawn here. That's terrible for too many reasons. Knight f5, knight d5, so knight e5 is what I'm thinking. Would I really want to babysit this h6 pawn? What about rook to e8? In case sacrifices, my bishop could come over here to defend a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to shoot for that. I'd really like to have my bishop around near my king as a defense if there is in fact a sacrifice over here. Okay, so where in the world are they maneuvering? What squares have they given up with that last move? They've given up d5, so I should probably push and get this break in. He's no longer there to control it. And there's no reply with e5. I think now's the time to act in the center, opening up the position. My opponent went in reverse. Let's open the position up where I have, well, how well placed can a knight be on d1? So just general considerations here prompting these specific moves. So on any pawn capture, I'm just recapturing, or in fact, after c takes, maybe I inconvenience the queen ever so slightly. That's a bizarre move because I'm winning a pawn here, am I not? What's the story with that? I'm on this pawn 3 times. Take that guy. So at the end, he's going to end up... Ooh, okay, so that is interesting. So this was an anticipated... well, this was the idea, apparently. Okay. Well, I'm thinking of still breaking this pawn duo up. e5, pawn takes, knight takes. Let's go for it. I know I'm giving up this square, but... we're going to see. We're going to roll the dice with this one. Getting pretty crazy. Now, pawn takes. I know I'm inviting a piece into this square soon. Let me take here. I want to have this square available. Dropping the bishop back and then knight here is my idea. Let's do that. In fact, they have a ton of pieces on this square, but after a bunch of captures here, I have knight h7 and then queen g5 stuff. My queen doesn't have any squares. That's a scary sight. I have this pawn push. 20 seconds left for Team White. Rook f d1, what would I do on that? Okay, forget about it. They're not going there. They're in a pin. Tricky, tricky, tricky. This move and some sacrifice here. Maybe I should just push. Yeah, get that e4 square open. There's no tricks over here, are there? I'm pretty well coordinated, so this was my idea. Jump in here, get centralized, recapture with my rook. Seems like the more active, but no, bishop f3, 20 seconds. Off we are, living off of the increment here, so I should probably get out of the pin. Yeah, let's do that. A lot of pieces here. I'm hitting b4, but I have to keep pressure. I have to defend my knight. Wow. I feel like going for a queen sack. Alright, we'll try it. Okay, we're gonna give it a go here. And that's a blunder. They're in a pin there. Or is it? Cannot even guess any of this guy's moves. Let's take here, I'm on the bishop. Are they going to do sacrifice here? I need to get coordinated. I think I'm coordinated now. I'm on this pawn twice. Alright, I still have to stay coordinated here. And I have to move faster. My goodness. 2 seconds. I have coordination now. I'm going to take that pawn next, or I was going to. Okay, I have good coordination. Bank some time here. In the line of fire there with... I could go into a self pin. And just defend everything. And pawn push then. Let's get out of this first. And now push. I could take here with check. I'm not afraid of that, am I? Checks here on g8, I could run around. Not getting mated. Okay, 15 seconds. Let's get some checks in. This should be not too bad to play. Keep my rooks connected. In fact, I could do a king walk over here to b4. Keep that pawn in a pin. My bishop is super gluing everything together. King walk up here. Just avoid the main ones. I'm going to hunt down that pawn. I'll weasel over here. In fact, I'm threatening mate, so that's nice. Let's go here. Creeping over, just to put pressure over here. And yeah. Alright, now I scoop this pawn up. Now they have to be careful. I should have been actually shooting for this move much sooner. Expose their king. f5 soon. Just have to watch out for checks. I think I have all checks covered. Let's throw in some checks. They're forced back now. Let's try this. Okay, maybe I could start. Now let's guard this square here from any queen checks, and I can move up. Should I start inching my pawn a little bit? Yeah, why not? 20 seconds. Just watch out for forks here. And gain a little bit of time. A little bit more, maybe give a check. Can I pick that pawn up and not have any worry of checks against my king? Yeah, I'm still really well coordinated here. Could do that. So now their king is cut off. Bishop back here. Maybe even march my pawn. There must have been something cleaner. Let's drop back and dodge some checks soon. In fact, let's give a check here. Let's give a check there. Just staying coordinated. Where's the mate? I'm sure I've missed a bunch. Okay, now that's finally running into a discovery. Oof. The computer's going to... No stalemate after this capture now. Computer's going to have a lot to say about this one. A lot of ways to improve, and this should be GG next. Okay, they resigned. Alright, I'm going to pop this into Stockfish and see what it has to say about it. Okay, let's see what Stockfish has to say about this game here. So, where were the critical points in the game? So far, pretty standard stuff. I don't think anything has been missed around here. Just questioning a little bit of the move order here with b6, bishop to b7. This actually might be a bit of an inaccuracy. The computer points out nothing significant for white. I don't think, at least. Something close to 0.5. Likes bishop to f3. Getting on the diagonal right away. And it suggests e5. Not a move I would really want to play, but I don't know how bad it would be. I could watch over the d5 square with bishop to e6. I don't know how well placed the bishop would be on that square. But okay, yeah, something to certainly be aware of. A quick deployment of a queen or a bishop in this case on the light diagonal, the main diagonal. But okay, the usual plus here for white around 0.4. You don't see the evaluation. You'll just have to trust me that that's what it's saying. It didn't like g4. Probably could have guessed that, but yeah, g4. What is it liking? It's liking a3 here as a move. Yeah, pawn to a3 or even queen to d2 is an idea. Okay, this throws the advantage away. It says dead even. It likes h6. And queen d2, knight e5 as a follow-up. That's what I was going to go for, but anything wrong with rook to e8? No. This was something I was concerning. Yeah, this has it as -2 here, with then bishop coming back here to defend. Queen check, bishop g7. This is a master defender, the king side, so I guess this still wouldn't be here if I went instead with knight e5, knight e5. Let's see, takes. It still has it as -2 here for black, with knight fg4 as a follow-up. Wow, and on pawn takes knight, bishop g5. Oh, wow. Okay, it's getting pretty wild. Although, no, I could see there's a lot of control here over the dark squares. There's a check you can be inserting on e3, maybe even prior to picking the rook up on c1, just to kick the king on a light square. Place that pawn in a pin. Okay, that's interesting. I just went with something solid, rook to e8. And it does like d5, so, okay, that's nice. And I guess it didn't really like this idea of a pawn sacrifice. Instead of knight to f2, it goes in for takes, and then knight f5, with then bishop to f8. Yeah. Still has it as an advantage for black, about -0.9. Something in that ballpark. So this was the right idea, to take action in the center and reply to your opponent running in reverse. This is a much different story if white can rely upon, if white can say to themselves, yeah, the position is going to remain closed, although I don't know that you would really identify this as closed. There's not a locked pawn structure, but if you're going in reverse and your opponent is able to then react and open the position up, certainly brings a move like that into question. D5, takes. It's gonna like black for a little bit, I think, around here. Still has it as a pawn advantage for black. Anything wrong with captures? No. A5 is being called out here. Nothing wrong with bishop to F8. Still about a pawn advantage. It does like this move here, and now it's even with some time to think. It does, pointing out E3 as a move and also A5, so I drop back, queen C3, and now, oh man, -3. I totally missed this move. I spent some time too on this position, didn't I? This is fine as well. It's a plus, or I should say a -2 advantage with E3. But even better is knight D5, taking advantage of the pin. And on queen G3, we're picking up the dark square bishop. And then, wow, just scooping up another pawn, and this is giving up everything. C5 square, it's not just a pawn, but it's weakening the C pawn, granting the C5 square for pieces. And the dark squares are just completely killed, of course. The knight picking up the dark square bishop. You know, I was focused on this move here, taking advantage of this pawn. Maybe I should have looked more into the two squares that this pawn really no longer controls with regard to captures. Okay, E3 isn't losing anything. This is losing something. There's a shift here. It likes A5 in this position. Knight E4 throws away the advantage. It's only about a half pawn advantage for black now. Yeah, what was anything other than A5 here? Oh, another move is G5, a move you just don't play. It's too weakening. There's no way I'm playing G5 in this position, but okay, knight E4, takes, bishop takes. I was going to do this, but bishop to F3, there's some trouble here. Still has it as even. I am on this bishop too. Yeah, it's still about an even position, but bishop takes, rook there. Was anything missed? Rook D6. I have a feeling it's not going to like my sacrifice here of the queen. Yeah, it doesn't like it. It's objectively bad. Yeah. I thought I would have coordination. What was better instead of that? Oh, dropping the bishop all the way back. Maybe lining up a battery on this diagonal, although there is still bishop F3, although no. Queen E4 is hitting the bishop and threatening stuff against the white king. Okay, well, I went with this sack. It has it now as an advantage for white by about a pawn and change, a pawn and a half. Starting with queen to D2. What was played? Knight there? Yeah, so that was a blunder. So we had back-to-back big shift right around this moment here. Of course, we were living off of the increment. Takes, yeah, queen to D2. This is not a sound sacrifice, but fortunately, white didn't find this queen to D2 move. Maybe there were even others aside from queen to D2. I'm just checking right now. Yeah, that seems to be the best. Yeah, maybe there's a half pawn advantage with here, the C5 advance, but best would be queen to D2 at this stage. After knight there, yeah, that's throwing away stuff, of course. +3 advantage. Still is about a +3. Now it's -5. Likes rook to C8, -7. Yeah, I don't think I lost anything around here, because I stayed coordinated. This went on for what, another 40 moves. I'm just going to skip through this. I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff. I'm just looking for any mates that I might have missed. Everything is reading as -5. I just popped up real quick. I'm -49, so something close to, going back here for a little bit, something close to mate when it's saying -49, but everything is just glued together, starting with the bishop. The rooks are coordinated, so The only thing you have to watch out for is the coordination of the queen in one of these pawns or the king, like mate in 1 threats in some weird cases, but just staying coordinated, and that was the name of the game there. It just blinked there for a moment about triple zeros with king g5. Oh, no, that's just something with the computer. If it sees a little bit of a pattern, it starts to recognize that it's heading towards a repetition, but it was never a draw. No perpetual in this ending, and now it has it as mate in 14. Mate in 5 right here. Yeah, let's just look at one of them. Where was the mate in 5? Right here. Now mate in 6 at this point here, starting with rook to c4. Rook c4, and on queen check. Oh, excuse me. Oh, instead of going after the queen in this final position. Oh, I see. Okay, well that was simplest to just go after the queen, but rook c4, king g3, rook takes c1. Pretty much what happened in the game. By that point, you might as well go after the queen and not have to calculate a mate. But, okay. Interesting game. Definitely looking forward to the d5 pawn break in this open Sicilian. And it really just grabbed my attention, of course, whenever, as soon as my opponent went into reverse here. It's all the more appealing to go straight in for that d5 break, and it opened up to my benefit, but at the end of the day, that ensuing idea of a queen sacrifice was not sound. Queen to d2 as a reply would have had a pawn and half advantage there for white, but didn't play through with it. But anyhow, feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below to this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.